Experience tranquility.
All right, everybody, welcome to week 1 of the Iris podcast. We are back. Tranquility season 2 is on, and we are here. I am the SkiFreeYeit, and joining me today is Thuggington. And we're going to, since our first week, we're going to tell you a little bit about ourselves. So go ahead, Thug, take it away.
Hi, everybody. Thuggington, or Lord Thuggington, if you want to call me by my royal title. I am the captain of Alt F4, formerly known as Durakaris. Yeah, so we decided to rebrand. I don't really know why. I think we were just like, nah, we don't like that one. We're not going to do that.
For what it's worth, I never pronounced Dracaris right, or Dracaris, so. No.
So I was like, well, might as well move it to Alt F4, and since Control has worked its way out of the league, take over the command anyway.
Nice.
But yeah, I'm the captain and one of the moderators in the league too. We're really excited to kind of get this up and running. Cryptic was usually here.
Yes.
However, he definitely has a Pats Chiefs game.
Yeah, he's definitely watching the game. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's how she goes.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. And
Tom Brady.
So, Tom Brady, baby. Tom Brady.
All right, so I'm SkiFreeYeit, or the SkiFreeYeit, depending on how formal you want to get with me. I am the general manager of the Ultimate Meme Lord team, the Fighting Potatoes. Future Season 2 champions, mind you, Fighting Potatoes. And
Yo, I'm too quiet, apparently.
I'm the one who constantly has Discord up at his office, so I look like I have no life during the average workday. So, which is why you see my name way too much in Discord. But anyways, we're excited to get going, and enough about us. Week 1 had a ton of action, and I actually want to go ahead and kick it off right away. We want to talk about Havoc and Omnic Turtles. Now, those of you who were able to tune into the feature cast, first off, big claps out to Zuby for his excellent continued production quality. It's getting better and better. We're not seeing those overlays staying in the match window for far too long anymore. It's getting better and better. Zuby's killing it. So get a lot of claps out for him. But at the same time, Havoc and Omnic Turtles, Havoc Season 1 champions, Omnic Turtles newcomers to the league. And you got to give a lot of credit to Omnic Turtles. It ended up being a 3-2 win for Havoc, but Omnic Turtles brought it hard. And what I looked at for both teams is kind of the DPS talents of Gabriel, or Gabe, or Gab, as someone he was being called during the casting as well. Kind of took over that match. He was definitely one of the most impressive parts of that to watch, and Zuby spent a lot of time spectating him and was rewarded with a lot of excellent sniper work, hit scan work. Gabriel was lighting it up. It was incredible. That was great to watch. Havoc, of course, they're the Season 1 champs. It's hard to come back, and it's hard for them. They got the target on their back, man. They came in and they won. They managed to pull out the 3-2 win. Omnic Turtles again brought it hard, but good for Havoc. They brought the heat in that game. Thug, I know you watched a little bit of it at least. So did you have any thoughts on it too? You wanted to talk about?
The only thing I can concentrate on right now is everyone shouting at me that I'm too quiet.
Oh boy.
Is a very first. So that sounds like it's a thing on you, Yeti. If the
Do I need to bring it down?
You don't bring me up.
Bring you up?
I'm quiet AF, my guy.
Oh
Still
boy.
slow. We're gonna keep testing this. So I can talk a lot. So I'll just keep talking as we just test levels, and people just start shouting at me. Turn me up in OBS. I think we should be okay. So I'm gonna keep going here, and you guys just keep throwing. Stark's texting me, and I get people sending me freaking DMs, atting me in Discord.
Yep. Here, I'm gonna do
Freaking intense.
something real quick here, guys. Bear with me for a moment.
Oh.
I'm cranking up your volume.
This is what we got to do. This is the first time.
Yep, starting up
testing
fresh.
Getting it worked out. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully we can get these levels worked out, and we'll see if some people.
We're back. So let's. Yeah, I just was testing out the moving up your mic. Can you give us a little test 1, 2?
Yeah, I'll give you a test 1, 2. Testes, testy 1, testy 3. You guys got to tell me if it's sounding better. Louder. They want loud. They want more thug. I think chat speaking and more thug is definitely on the menu.
How's that sound?
I don't know. You got to tell me, boys.
I hit one button that I think
better.
I might have
Nailed it. That's it. They said nailed it.
I made a dumb mistake on it.
Perfect.
Chat,
What'd you do?
I screwed up real bad. Don't worry about it. Just
What'd you do? You got to tell
I may
people
or may
about.
not have had my desktop audio muted.
Oh, so it's probably coming through.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah,
that's how
mic is
actually
sensitive,
loud
dude.
I am.
Yeah, holy shit. So yeah, F's out in the chat. Sorry about that, guys. So. For what it's worth, it was mostly just me blabbing about Havoc and Omnic Turtles. We were kicking back over to you, Thug. Did you have anything you wanted to comment on? They're the featured match. Let's give them the credit.
No, you really talked about it. Havoc is, to be perfectly honest, I'm going to kind of tilt my cards here. They're one of the teams to beat this year. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of power. They had a little turnover in the roster, but the main roster is still there, and they're ready to kick some ass this season. And I'm looking forward to playing them this year and seeing what they can bring and see if they can recreate a season 1 success. Hopefully, if they kill goats, I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, if anyone remembers season 1, they were the goats team, and they crushed everybody. It wasn't even close. Even close.
Yeah, and with the goats patch coming out, or I mean the goats nerf, supposed goats nerf, we'll see how it actually ends up playing out. And the Reaper buffs, by the way, everybody fear Red Gear. He's coming.
Oh God! And I think Red Gear's lurking in chat right now too.
For real. Just be like. Who knows how things are going to be in 1 week? Everything could be shaken up, so it'll be interesting to see where the league goes here with Havoc. Again, they were the first real goats team last year, but we didn't just see goats from them either. It was right. You know, they brought a ton of variety with us, and I want to give a massive shout out to Sash from their team and Dunzo as well. Dunzo was knocking it out of the park on the tank, but Sash, in my opinion, absolute MVP of the match. Him and Gabe were basically the stars of the show. Incredible to watch. So
for sure,
we're gonna move on now. Thug, you were in chat about Aimbots and Wrecking Crew.
Yeah, Aimbots and Wrecking Crew. Now, this was a match that had a potential to not happen. Aimbots had a little turnover internally at the top, and then actually Albatross, or White Knight in the Discord here, did a good job getting a group together, getting a team together to play and come forward with something on just last minute, to be honest. It was a couple days beforehand. They did go down 3-1, but I think the most important part is they brought together a team that was competitive. Wrecking Crew showed us that these newbies are going to come in and really start flexing week 1. And Aimbots being a carryover team from last year, Wrecking Crew came in and they showed them what's up. I think it was a lot of fun to watch. I watched a little bit of the VOD as well, got some information from both the captains. There was a little bit of a rules discrepancy, but they did get that worked out, and both the captains were pretty open about it overall. So cool. Out of that one, Aimbots going down to Wrecking Crew 3-1.
All right. Speaking of rules discrepancies, I'm just going to go ahead and address the elephant in the room right now.
What?
Yeah, I know, right? Fighting Potatoes and Renegades. That... We all saw the status updates from Cav. We saw the commotion going down in the general chat and Discord. Just a really brief summary of the kind of the final situation that happened. Obviously, what happened is there was an appeal from their leadership, and the leadership in the entire league, all team captains came together and they voted on the appeal from the Renegades leadership, and that appeal was turned down. So the punishment, as set forth by Cav, did stand. As a result, Renegades has elected to leave the community. Obviously, we're disappointed to hear that, but that is their choice, and we're going to let them go ahead and do what they wish to do with it. So on that same note, just so you guys are all aware, because Cav did mention this to the team captains, but I'm going to put this out for everyone, so just so there's no questions in the future. If you are facing the Aimbots on your schedule that week...
Not Aimbots.
Oh, did I say Aimbots? Oh,
yep.
Shit. You're facing the Renegades. You talked about the aimbots just like 30 seconds ago. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all right.
If you're facing the Renegades, that match will be considered a 4-0 victory for your team. It'll effectively be a forfeit. So because of what happened, the Fighting Potatoes have officially won that match 4-0. I'm not going to complain about it. I'm kind of a biased party being the GM of the Potatoes. But at the same time, you know, it is what it is. The situation happened. It's over. And Potatoes are just looking forward to next week at this point so we can show what we can do. So, Thug, you were going to take Illusion and Solo Cup.
Yeah, Illusion Solo Cup was our only map that went to... Oh, my gosh, I punched my monitor. NA. The only match that went to 5. So watching the VOD back on this one, talking to Zuby and a few other the captains, well, it was a good back and forth map. I was trying to find like one player that's really stuck out for me and one player that's like, this is the guy. I couldn't. I tried really hard. In most of these maps, I found somebody that was kind of the MVP of it. I couldn't in this one. Both sides did a fantastic job, really back and forth. This is really what we want to see out of every Tranquility League matchup, unless you're the one that's forwarding somebody, then it's fine. But these 3-2 maps, it's fun Overwatch for everybody involved. It's fun Overwatch to watch. So we're hoping a lot of these featured matchups, trying to pull together some high quality matchups for everybody to get that back and forth, get that 5th map, and really give you guys what you came to see. So,
absolutely.
Did you watch anything of it? Do you have any more to add to it?
I didn't get an opportunity to, actually. You know, Zuby obviously talks a little bit about it. We chat with Zuby, it being in the administration of the community and everything. And, you know, I think Zuby felt positive and negative at the same time. I know he wishes his team pulled it out, but at the same time, I got to give a lot of credit to Illusion. You know, Illusion really didn't get a great opportunity to show off their skills in the tournament, in the preseason tournament. They didn't get streamed, unfortunately, just due to timing issues. And I look forward to actually getting an opportunity to see Illusion on a feature stream. I think their team has a lot of talent on their squad, and I really would like to see more of them. I just haven't had a chance to. So speaking of close matches, I want to go to Harmony and Chaos and Meteors. Harmony and Chaos did drop that one 2-1 against Meteors with a draw mixed in. It's the only draw actually of any of our matches this week. Got to give a lot of credit to Meteors from everything I'm hearing from both captains. Basically looking at the squads, Dally was an absolute nightmare for Harmony and Chaos to deal with, but also Meteors had a ton to say about Shadow from the Harmony and Chaos, particularly their Sombra, borderline terrifying, absolutely annoying, and complete and utter destruction. So huge ups to Shadow for bringing it that match. You got a lot of credit going based on everything I've seen from both teams. However, Meteors, the DPS lineup on Meteors is strong. Dally is an incredible player. I think Dally is low-key one of the most underestimated DPS in the league. I will go ahead and say that right now. I feel like a lot of people look at DPS in this league. They see old guards like Orsted and Velzen. They see the new people coming in like Cognitive Pit. They see those, and Freedom. They see those guys coming in. But I see Dally. Dally has been consistently there. He's showing up. He's doing a hell of a job. And again, I got to go also Red Gear. The Reaper buff's coming, everyone.
God. Watch out. Hide your kids, hide your wife.
It's coming.
Oh, God.
All right. So, Thug, you got Gravity and Otaku.
Yeah, Gravity Otaku. Now, I was really excited for this one. You took a team that took the preseason tournament and did a hell of a showing. They really kind of put the league on notice against Gravity, which was, for those that don't know, was Silence from last year, our second-place team. And I know for one, and a lot of tank mains out there have a lot of PTSD from Orsted, his Sombra just destroying him. But I talked to both the captains there, and really the experience that Gravity has playing together for a year really showed up. Those guys really know each other. They leaned on that experience a lot, and they ran goats. And to be honest, I heard that Otaku was talking about how they didn't run goats in practice, so Gravity capitalized on it. And from what I talked to Rush, he was a little nervous of Widow, the Freedom on Widowmaker, really showing up and really kind of showing the league what's going on. I'm actually really looking forward to see him in the 1v1 duels come All-Star match. Kind of see what he can do. I'm not looking forward to playing Otaki, I'll tell you that much, as a support player, and my head is scared already. But I guess if we had to pull one person out, I would definitely say Velzin on the Zarya. Yeah, I think it's a DPS thing, man. They got the tracking down. Everyone's talking about Orsted out of Silence last year, but for me, it's going to have to be Velzin. Velzin is probably the more flexible of the two, and he's consistent, kind of like you talked about with Dally. The consistency out of him is something you can't ask for, and he does a really good job. And I don't know where comms are in that place, but you could tell that Velzin really was showing up, and he was showing they're showing their team what Gravity's about this year. So if anyone can go watch that VOD, check it out. You'll see a hell of a matchup.
Yeah, and I have a feeling we're going to be talking about Gravity a little bit later, so call it a hunch. But
plus, Orsted's a Brig main, by the way.
I know. That just feels wrong.
It's like seeing filthy Brig one trick.
Seriously, that's just ugly, man. All right, so the only other 4-0 of the week, counting the disqualification 4-0, is Meta Rejects versus Liquid Nova. Now, I talked to captains for Meta Rejects. They had a lot of good things to say, actually, about Liquid Nova. They said the score obviously is a 4-0, but they said it was a lot closer than that. Really, Meta Rejects pulled off some big plays. And I want to give a huge shout-out, speaking of teams pulling themselves together at the last minute. Meta Rejects lost their captain the weekend before the league kicked off.
Yikes.
And it was an ugly situation. You know, there was a lot of concern, like, are they going to be able to pull this team together? And Sweets stepped up on Meta Rejects. They took control of the team, and I have to give a ton of credit to them. They put together a hell of a squad, and particularly, I think one of the biggest free agent pickups that we're going to see this entire season in Kingdom. Kingdom was picked up onto the squad. Time. Yes, absolutely. Kingdom was picked up on Monday, and despite not only is he a great caster, as we all saw on Thursday night, but he is an incredible off tank. And low key,
sure.
Again, going on underrated players, I think Kingdom is arguably one of the best, if not the best, off tanks in the whole league. And the fact that he got picked up as a free agent, I mean, that's a huge pickup for Meta Rejects. And I know their whole team had a ton of great things to say about him, but the whole team came together and they 4-0'd a team, and that's insane. So Meta Rejects, great work. You guys are in first place in the league right now with the Fighting Potatoes. I mean, you can't get any better than that. So
potatoes.
Last but not least, Thug, your team.
Oh yes,
I know, right?
Yeah, I know. It's not as pretty as yours. Sugar Rush showed up, man. We played them on Sunday prior to it, and they embarrassed us. And I feel like we did a little better showing on Wednesday. I'm going to tell you, Cognitive Pit, one hell of a Widow player. He's got a lot of confidence on that character, and their counter dive is drastically different from when we watched them against Otaku. So watch out for that team. They are low-key my pick for the season, between them and Gravity there. But they did it, man. We thought we could exploit them, and they really worked on their counter dive and absolutely shut us down. It was a fun map. It kind of turned around, if anyone and caught the stream towards the end. We took Hanamura, and then towards the went to, was it Nepal? I think it was Nepal. Took it to a third map, but we couldn't pull it out. It was just a lot of really, really clutch plays on both sides. So I'm excited for Sugar Rush this year. Part of me thinks that Kara stole a lot of our strats. She came into the league as a member of Alt F4 and then abruptly left. And surprisingly, another team popped up, and it's Kara, and she has all of our low-key, all the information. So
sounds like, get your salt out and chat.
Get a little bit.
Just a little bit. You're kind of talking about teams that you're favoring for the season. Let's actually spend a little time talking about that. I'm going to bring up the playoff format for everyone to see right now on the stream. It's a 10-team playoff in the league. The bottom 4 seeds, 7 through 10, they will be playing effectively in a wild card round, and then after that, you will have seeds 1 through 6 waiting for the winners of those wild card matches, and then they will be inserted into the bracket, and the bracket will go single elimination from there. The matches are best of 7 in the playoffs. So just to make you all aware of that, in case you hadn't seen it, the full information is available on the tournament website as well. If you want to go there, you can see that information there. But anyways, we're talking about this right now. Who are you looking at? You're looking at this league here. I see a ton of talented players. My question is who's going to step up, and who's going to be the team that you think? Who are the teams to watch this year? Who's going to take down Season 2?
I'll give you 3. I'm going to give you Gravity. And I'm giving you Gravity because overall, I think top to bottom, one of the most talented rosters in the league. They've played together for a long time, and there's something to be said about the teamwork that that team has. They don't have to get to know each other. A lot of them are friends in real life, so that definitely helps you get to know each other a little bit better, and teamwork really makes the dream work, man. Sugar Rush is my number 2. That's a team that has also played together for quite a while. They know each other, and a lot of them are adults.
Mm-hmm.
And as an adult myself, and we should just call this the dad podcast.
For real, dude. Both in our 30s. Geez, man.
Dads, kids, married.
God, dang.
No, but they play together for a long time, and I haven't listened to the comms, but watching them play, their target priorities is insane.
Yes.
They are like a well-oiled machine, so watch out for them. And gosh, third team, I was kicking this one around right now, but I'm gonna go with Otaku. So I'm putting 2 of the new teams as my top 3, and Otaku for me is somebody that they're a flashy team. They run a lot of different comps. It's not your traditional, oh, this is the meta, so we have to play this. They're playing what works for them, and you can tell there's a lot of confidence on that team, and that team's really going to be somebody is going to show up. So watch out for them. Watch for them as featured matchups. But for me, it's got to be Gravity, Sugar Rush, and Otaku.
That sounds good to me. I mean, I'm in a similar boat. When I look at the talent in the league, for me, I look at DPS lineups. You know, I'm a tank main myself, but I understand where the bread is buttered in this league is the DPS talent. You know, we have great tanks in this team in this league. You look at Cryptic Force from Alt F4, great tank. Dunzo, great tank.
Who? Oh, Mighty Bear. Sorry,
Mighty Bear. Sorry,
My bad.
I know, right? And then you look at a ton of great tanks, and honestly, go back to Otaku, Yojak. Brand new to the league, honestly, a terrifying Winston. You know, not to take away play from anything else, but his Winston is amazing. Just probably one of the best Winstons in the league. So, but again, I look at the DPS talent. You know, for me, you look at what is being brought to the table by Gravity. They have one of the best tandems in Orsed and Velzen, especially if Goats goes away. If Goats is around, it might be different. The things might not favor that teams with high DPS talent. But with this nerf coming, I don't think it's going to be a GOATS season. I think we're going to see a lot more from other teams, and I think the DPS talent is going to say it all. So my number 1 pick right now is Sugar Rush. I look at Cognitive Pit, I look at Lays, I look at Guac, I look at Riley Bad. Those 4 playing that 4 DPS comp, just
I know firsthand. It's dangerous, man. Shit's dangerous.
It's downright
scary good. Scary good.
Like the individual skill level on their 4 DPS players is out of this world. And Riley Bad's marked as a tank on the roster, and I haven't seen him tank yet, but he probably does good at that too. So seriously, I look at their team. They're a terrifying DPS group. 2 teams I'm going to say different than yours though. I like those other teams. I like Gravity and I like Otaku, but I think I'm going to go change it up a little bit. The team that from last season that I see could make a huge impact this year is actually Alt F4. I know, right? I know. But when I see Alt F, I know, right? When I see Alt F4, I look at O Stories and Godspeed. 2 incredibly talented DPS, and they're both really good snipers. And if the sniper meta comes back, I think they could be in prime shape to make a run. Also, Cryptic Force has been really working on that dive as well. So if the sniper meta comes back, they could be diving on that Winston. He could be really strong. So I see that, and I think Alt F4 is going to make a run, especially after this patch. The other team that I'm looking at, and again, another new team, but just based on what I saw in Week 1, I'm going to go ahead and be bold. I'm going to say Meta Rejects. This is bold, but that team had come together, and they had come together hard. So huge credit to Meta Rejects. You know, that team did what they did in 2 days. Imagine what they could do. Imagine what they could do with weeks and weeks to build upon this. So I look at Meta Rejects. I think there's reason to be scared of that team. They're my big underdog pick, but I think they could make a big run. So on that note, those are our picks. What we're going to do now, and we're going to be doing weekly here for the first 8 weeks of the season, is we're going to be doing an interview segment with 2 teams. We're going to do one old team, or a rebranded old team, if you will, and one new team. So we're going to be starting off actually by bringing in the Season 1 champions. And we have Satirical Bishop coming in from Havoc. So Havoc, season 1 champions. Yeah. Obviously, they had a massive target on their back, and I'm actually bringing up their roster right now just so people can see what we're looking at. We look at their roster, and it's a pretty stacked roster still. You know, obviously they lost Nerdables. Nerdables was a big loss. There's no question about that. Probably was the best Ana easily in the league last year. I will comfortably say that. One of the best supports in the league last year for certain. But you look at that roster. You have on DPS. At least as of it was marked on Cavs roster. Things may have changed from what I understand. But DPS line, you have Courage and Sag. Tank line, you have Satirical. You have Crackerboy and Dunzo. You have in the flex line Dark Requiem and Budgie. And the support line is Paraspark, Vexarath, and Crimson Saber. Like, it's still some big names. Courage was big last year. Courage was really big last year. Yep. I remember seeing some really sick Hanzo play from him. So, I mean, I see Courage, and I see a lot of potential still there. You got Crackerboy, you got Budgie, you got Crackerboy and Dunzo still. That's a good team. So, I'm going to bring it back. We actually have with us here Satirical Bishop from Havoc.
Yeah.
So, hey, Season 1 champions.
Season 1 champs.
When you came in last year, was that what you expected coming in, or were you kind of blown away by how well your team came together?
I don't know if expected. We had a feeling we were going to do well, but we never thought it was going to go that far. After the first couple matches we won, we all kind of had a discussion of like, we could do this.
Sure.
And that forward mentality carried up.
Yeah, it was impressive watching you guys play last year. The domination in the playoffs was apparent. You know, the finals you won 4-1 against Gravity, and Gravity was just steamrolling their way through the playoffs with that DPS line. So you guys were bringing it. Now, obviously, looking ahead to Season 2, you know, what were your big losses in your opinion? Are we just looking at a situation with losing Nerdables? I mean, how did that impact your team when you were setting up for this season? What were you looking to improve upon coming into Season 2?
Right. So the gap between Season 1 and Season 2, from our perspective, is pretty sizable. A lot of people started going to school. A lot of people got. Of course, we lost. Sorry.
Oh, real quick.
Yep, we're having a little bit of
mic issue. Have you put your mic a little bit closer? Is it your head thing there? I don't know what it is.
Sorry, dude.
There we go. Perfect. Much better.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so Nerdables kind of outgritted SR Cap. He got a little bit too big for his britches in that sense, and so we transitioned him into more of a traditional coach role instead of playing in normal match. He does a lot of VOD reviews now. He does it competitive. Of course, we had some tank move around late Season 1 with the loss of Smith Pants to Kevin.
Yep.
And then Crackerboy got really busy. We had to do some specialty training between him and Dunzo because Dunzo took a break. And so there was a lot of moving around and getting busy in between the gaps too. And I think, really all that got resolved right before season. And so for us, Season 2, we're going in hectic, and we're optimistic. We're very optimistic, but we're talking about some stuff.
Are you saying the roster could be changing in the next few days?
Yeah, there could be some roster move arounds in the next couple days.
Okay.
You said we've got Paraspark and Vexarath, which are our two new guys that we've got.
Sure.
We're doing a lot to train them up. Not in a sense that we don't expect them to do absolutely wonderful, but kind of getting them acclimatized team and competitive. And then of course we've got ongoing training for people like Budgie. Just keep it going,
Sure.
Still, I said optimistic and really looking to bring something good out of it.
Now, for a question from me, going in from Season 1, having kind of essentially you guys were top dogs all year long, targets on your back, people were gunning for you, and even I think every team goes into it wanting to beat you. What is some advice you maybe be able to give some of the teams that go through the same thing? How do you kind of keep that momentum going and try to not let how am I going to say this? let the platform get too big. Try not to let the limelight shine so bright. How do you make sure that happens? And someone's going nuts.
Chiefs game.
Oh.
Ooh. What's
is that?
Hold on, I gotta get the score. Hold on.
Yeah, we just had a moment a little bit ago where it gave us a fighting chance. So everyone's kind of.
That's good, man. Well, thank you for taking the time in midst of that.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
Sorry. Yeah. So, what's some advice you can give some of the newer teams that try not to get too big for the moment, let the limelight just shine, and not get too aggressive?
Yeah, I would say don't let it define you. Let it carry you.
Okay.
Don't if you get ahead in things and you you start steamrolling a little bit. Don't go, oh, we're at the top, which means we can kind of slack off. We're already good to go. I mean, Havoc. We look at the standings and we're like, okay, we're at the top.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that we can not practice. That doesn't mean that we cannot get together and talk about things. That doesn't mean we can't do VOD review.
Okay.
That means that we have to be doing those things and continuously getting better, pull that gap even further, and make sure that we're at. Don't panic. Don't let your guard down. Kind of
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, man.
And just focus. Like I was saying with the don't panic. We had some moments in season 1 where we had some really big doubts about what it was usually mid-match or right after. We didn't think we did as well on. We would kind of go, hey man, we're about to get overtaken. We don't know if we're going to be able to pull it out. It was just, Nerdables and Dunzo and those three were really out kind of guiding light, because they were the ones where they were like, all right, at minimum we're doing well as of now.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean we're going to do bad ahead of us. It just means that we need to. So yeah, stay focused, hard. Don't let it.
Try not to let. I like your stay frosty tip for them. It's you got to keep grinding. People are going to catch up and they're going to adapt a lot quicker. Those teams that are maybe below you on the standings are the ones that are going to work twice as hard to get there. And yeah, that's some really good advice, man. I like that.
I like that a lot. So with you hanging around here, we're going to go ahead and bring in our something new here. We actually have Noisy Caribou, or Kara, from Sugar Rush, team captain. We're going to be going ahead and bringing her in. While we're doing that, I was just taking a quick look at her roster. We were talking about Sugar Rush before being just an absolute dominant force in the preseason tournament. And again, they showed that in week 1, taking out all that 4. That was a huge win for them against one of the premier teams in the league. And you look at their lineup, and again, I look at that DPS crew as absolutely insane. But I don't want to ignore what we've seen from their tank line either. Sidereal has been a fantastic tank. Kara, obviously playing the off tank, has been outstanding as well. And we've seen Sidereal also pull out that Wrecking Ball in that 4 DPS comp and has more than held his own in that. So it's incredible what we've seen from Sugar Rush so far. They've came into the league. They've absolutely made a statement. They didn't pull out the tournament, the preseason tournament, but I think people see them and Otaku, and they see legitimate teams. So with that, we brought in Kara. So hey, Kara, thanks for joining us.
Hey, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
Awesome.
So something just happened. The Chiefs game, man.
Chiefs game, brother. Chiefs are going.
So Kara, first of all, welcome to all of Sugar Rush. You guys came in obviously and you really made a statement. You've immediately established yourselves as one of the top teams in the league.
Absolutely.
With only playing 1 week of actual league play. So
that's high praise.
Yeah, well, and I mean, you have to tell us a little bit about how the team got together. Like what brought Sugar Rush to the league, to the community.
Well, you have Alt F4 to blame.
Sorry, everybody.
A couple of the members of Sugar Rush were on another team and played against Alt F4, and we were looking for something. And Tranquility is what we found, and it seems like a great place for us. So we're pretty excited. We're
certainly happy to have you here. At the same time, we're terrified of you. So thanks for being here. When you bring your roster forward, What do you look at when you're talking about Sugar Rush? Like when you talk about like the team philosophy and what your team brings to the table, like what would you tell people? Like what is what your team does better than other teams?
You know, when I was building the team, I was really looking for like obviously high skilled players, people who didn't tilt. We have a lot of really easygoing personalities, and the result of that is that we love spending time together. We practice, but we also have a lot of socializing and enjoy each other's company, which means we get to play more often. So there's a lot of camaraderie that's really making it easy to keep the practice going. On top of that, we have flexibility like you wouldn't believe. Oh, or maybe you would.
Yeah.
So there's some pretty strong players with some pretty deep hero pools, and we're adventurous. So we have somebody watching contenders and say, "Hey, we should try that," and we did, and it went really well. So
Talking about that 4 DPS comp, I presume.
yeah, we are.
No, I want to say I look at your lineup and you have people listed as DPS and tank and support and one flex player. I call BS because everybody flexes. We're playing against you and we're looking here. I'm like, okay, Laze is on Tracer. He's a DPS, and all of a sudden Laze shows up as a Zenyatta, and then there's Riley Bad playing Roadhog, and then he shows up as Hanzo, and we can't. Huh? What? I thought this is a whole league full of one tricks. Like, you can't do this to us,
You can't.
man.
You're too versatile.
You can't do this. Stop it.
I mean, we've got one tricks too, and I feel like we're just a little bit. We're covering a lot of bases, and I do think that I may have not like actually told Cavalier what everybody's role was, so I'm not sure that that's actually a fair representation. But yeah,
Controversy.
We're gonna have to have a quick another. All right, leadership chat. Here we go.
All right, let's get it going. More drama.
General chat. General chat drama. Here we go.
Get
boys.
your edgelords emotes out, boys. Oh man, no, I mean, a lot of people look at Sugar Rush, and I think you'll agree, Kara. Everybody's talking about, obviously, Cognitive Pit made the immediate impact.
Yep.
We all gushed about him on stream. Who are people not
we
talking?
call him the Cognitive Pit.
Oh,
The-
he's
Yeah.
the
The
Cognitive.
Cognitive
Wow,
Pit.
he got a V. That's impressive.
Yeah, and we've made montages of him missing shots because
It
at the end of the
happens.
day,
humble.
staying humble exactly is
Nice.
what really is going to keep him in his place, because otherwise he would just be intolerable.
As somebody who's not humble, I understand that because most people can't stand me. The big thing I wanted to bring up too is obviously everybody talks about your DPS lineup. Pitt made a huge impression. Laze and Guac really stepped up too. Riley Bad, obviously, same thing.
Yep.
And everybody in that 4 DPS comp. Who are we not talking about on your team that really should be talked about more?
Good question.
I mean, a part of me doesn't want you to talk about anybody. Like,
Oh.
nobody wants that spotlight on them, except for the Cognitive Pit, obviously.
Oh,
But
the
everybody
Cognitive
else,
Pit,
like,
yes.
no
Sorry,
one
the
wants that part.
Cognitive Pit _
Mhm.
But I will say, our quad DPS doesn't work without a Mercy. And I don't know if anybody's been watching those VODs, but when you see that our Mercy doesn't die,
Nope.
and all of our DPS is able to stay up and accomplish what they're supposed to do, you've got people making space, you've got people securing kills, and you've got a Mercy that doesn't die.
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't work without the whole team all being able to do that.
Mhm.
Write
I
this
do
down,
think,
everybody.
like-
Kill the Mercy. Kill the Mercy.
Kill the
Yeah,
Mercy.
Pit.
see,
Mercy
nobody
first.
needs that
Kill the Mercy.
spotlight. It's
You
dangerous.
guys need this now.
Well,
Kara
good luck
just showed her
trying.
cards.
She's pretty good, so
Dang.
Sifa Killa is usually the one playing your Mercy, right? In that comp.
is true. Yeah, and she's amazing. So
She is.
good luck with that.
Yeah, I was kind of blown away with how well the 4 DPS comp surprised everybody. That's really what everybody was talking about the
Yep.
preseason. So y'all made an immediate impact, and you know people are still talking about you. And we looked at our preseason predictions. Those of you who, by the way, who don't know, in the Discord chat, in the Iris podcast section, there is a preseason or there's a predictions channel. I'll be putting up weekly polls for each of the matches during the week, as well as looking at other things that come up. For instance, what I brought up this weekend was who's going to be the #1 team. and the winning team, the highest voted team, was Sugar Rush.
Sugar Rush.
So, I mean, people are talking about you guys, and it's not just your DPS lineup.
Right.
So, I mean, Kara, what is your mindset the rest of the way, knowing that you guys probably have a target on your back?
I mean, we're going to try really hard, and we're going to play well, but at the end of the day, we want to have fun. So we come back from, you know, every win or loss and say, hey, this is what we need to work on. Just like Thug was saying, like, our dive was a little bit weak, and we learned that during the preseason tournament. So we spent the next week focusing on that, and I'm sure every week we'll have areas of growth for us, and we're going to throw everything into it. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, good luck to you guys. And also, good luck to Havoc as well. Honestly, you guys, like I said, you guys brought it last season, and you guys are going to continue to bring it, I'm sure. Both these teams are going to be teams to watch. Everybody keep your eyes out. Havoc and Sugar Rush. They'll be dominant throughout the season. They'll definitely be talked about come playoff time. But we're going to move into some more fun stuff, less grilling the interviewees. We're going to move to some fun things. First, what I want to talk about is the map pool for week 2.
Leaks, boys. Here's the leaks.
I know. We got some serious leaks here. Cav's going to be posting these in the announcements channel shortly. But the week 2 map pool is as follows. We are looking at Lijiang Tower for the control map. We have a hybrid map is, oh my god, it's way too small on my screen. King's Row. We have Dorado as our escort map. The 2CP map is, I can't read because my screen's too small. Thug, bail me out here.
Volskaya, and then followed up by our tiebreaker, which is Oasis.
All right, so there's the week 5 map pool. Like I said, it'll be up in Discord shortly, so you'll see that soon. These are awesome maps. I am really pumped, particularly for Volskaya, even though you all hate 2CP. I love 2CP.
I hate it.
Unpopular opinion. Wrong. Yeah, get off my back, yo.
I know.
Sorry. All right, so that's the week 2 map pool, and then the next thing I want to talk about is the top 5 plays of the week. Top 5 plays, guys. We got 5 plays. Y'all made it pretty easy for me to narrow down the 5 plays of the week. What we're going to do in the stream is we're going to have myself and Thug and our 2 guests will be talking about who we think is the top play of the week. That top play winner will be receiving 2 holiday skins in the upcoming Lunar New Year event, or in the future, whatever holiday event is coming up next. So if after this holiday event you win, you'll be receiving 2 loot boxes for the Archives event, and so on and so forth. So get your plays in, guys. I got 5 plays to work with here, so get me some more plays. But in the meantime, I'm going to air the top 5 plays for the stream. You'll all see that right now. We'll be starting off with Light Rose. He is playing some Reinhardt. Light Rose is a hell of a Reinhardt, by the way. Definitely needs to be talked about more as a very high-level tank in the league. Shatter, Flame Strike. That's a 4K. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And we have Gilland, the best silver Genji I know. And this is your standard Grav Blade. Just really good play, and I do like the fact that he did close out on the Ana fairly quickly here. I don't know if he killed him, because curiously it shut off. Right away here we actually go to a Twitch clip from Mimsy playing Mei, and if you actually see that there, he walled the shatter. He actually walled the Reinhardt into the ceiling, and he shattered the top of the wall, which I thought was kind of fun. So I wanted to throw that in there. Kingdom on the Diva. It's kind of a combo play with Kingdom and the Mei on their team, which I actually didn't catch who the Mei was, and I apologize for that, Meta Rejects. We see Kingdom coming up with a clutch 3K. Pretty much locked up that point for them. Looks like it locked up the map as well. And then lastly, we have Gabe. Again, dominant performance on the feature match on the Hanzo. Coming up big with a big 3K here. And I love this next shot just because it's so cheeky. Just peek it over the cart like that. Very big, and then taking out the Zenyatta on that last hit. It was huge. Tons of credit there to Gabe. And right now we're going to go ahead and pick our top play of the week. And why don't we start with Thug? We'll go to the guests after that.
Gabe, 100%.
Gabe?
He didn't press Q. I mean, that you got to give it. That's just individual skill. I like the use of the cart as his cover. That, for me, it's got to be Gabe.
Kara?
Excuse me for not catching names, but the Diva Maywall play.
So Kingdom.
Kingdom.
Yeah.
Ooh, Kingdom.
All right.
I love some teamwork. Sorry.
No, that's fair. I love teamwork too. I'm right with you. Satirical.
Yeah, I love Reinhardt plays. I like watching Reinhardt plays. I like watching Shatters. It's just so annoying to fight against. It's just one of those most. It's the play of the game for, and I love it. But I gotta give it to Gabe. Just like Thuggington said, because of the personal skill, team shots. It's perfect.
Yep, I'm with you guys. As great as a lot of those other plays were, Gabe, not only in that play, he had tons of plays, and some of it was just because we couldn't get a great Twitch clip of it. There was one Twitch clip that I did get of a casting call from Kingdom and Cryptic where they said, "It's the Gabe show." And it kind of was. It just was. He was a dominant hit scan, and I'm going to give it to Gabe as well. Congratulations, Gabe. You have the top play of the week for the Tranquility community. So congratulations to you. Everybody, get your plays in for next season or next week, please. I will be looking forward to receiving those. Send me a PM either with a streamable, a YouTube clip, a media file on Google Drive. I don't care how you get it to me. You could freaking mail it to me for all I care. Just get it to me so I can get more plays in this thing. So congratulations, Gabe. And the last thing I want to talk about, obviously, is our predictions for next week. Then we'll go ahead and be wrapping up here. Thanks for everybody who's been tuning in. But we're going to quickly go down the list here. We are going to start actually with the what we have from our guests. We have Sugar Rush and Aimbots in one of our first matches next week. Thug, what do you think?
I'm going to pick Sugar Rush until otherwise. That's the way it is, man.
Satirical?
That's good.
Yeah, seeing how Sugar Rush played the preseason this week, I'm gonna go Sugar Rush as well. But you guys got to be careful because Aimbots was up there season 1.
Do not underestimate the Aimbots.
Agreed.
They have some very talented players on that team. Kind of advice to Kara there. Don't underestimate the Aimbots. They are a really solid team. They went under a little bit of turmoil with some turnover at the end of the end of this past week. So that team could come together. They got some great talent. So do not underestimate them. That said, I'm picking Sugar Rush until they show me they lose. That's just it. I don't know. That's just how it's going to be.
Right.
And Kara, I would ask for your prediction, but I have a feeling you're feeling pretty okay right now.
We're going to do our best.
There you go. I love it. So non-divisive. It's so
If
great.
I wouldn't know it better, I think you're Minnesotan.
Oh, my God.
It's
so true.
non-committal answer.
For
Southern.
real.
Southern.
Oh,
Sorry.
I don't know if that's worse or better.
No.
Okay. Wrecking Crew and Solo Cup. I personally am going to go with Solo Cup. I think they're going to rebound this week. Wrecking Crew did a really good job last week, taking a 3-1 against Aimbots, but I do think Aimbots was coming off a lot of turnover, and I think they kind of caught them with their pants down a little bit. Solo Cup, I think, is going to come together. They got a really good team. Light Rose is an incredible tank. I'm going to go Solo Cup. Satirical?
I'll go with Solo Cup as well. Going off the season 1, flashbacks again. Solo Cup was another one of the teams where they even gave They gave Havoc a run for their money. Same with Aimbots. But I think the
Quick thing, Kara, before you go. I have a little shout out for Solo Cup. Fighting Potatoes meme from last season. We started season 0-7. Solo Cup was the team we beat first, so they hold a special place in my heart because we completely surprised everyone, including ourselves, when we beat them. So they have a very special place in my heart. Kara, go ahead.
Well, now I'm convinced. Solo Cup it is.
Solo Cup. All right, Thug, take it away. Do we have a 4-0 in the predictions?
I'm saying Solo Cup. All the same reasons you guys did. I don't see Zuby going light on the boys this week. He's probably cracking the whip pretty hard, knowing Zuby, he doesn't like to lose. So.
No, he does not.
No, he does not. So I'm picking Solo Cup.
Those poor boys, they in trouble.
Yeah, right.
All right. The next match on the schedule was Alt F4 and Renegades. Grats Alt F4 on the 4-0.
I'm going to say Alt F4, 4-0.
Yeah, good pick. 4-0.
I don't think they can pull it out. I don't
Watch
think
it. Watch it. Bold.
All right. So we'll go Illusion and Otaku next. Thug, who do you got in that Illusion Otaku match?
Yeah, this is a really good one, and I'm kind of excited to see how it goes. I'm going to lean Otaku. I feel like they got caught off a little bit. They got caught a little off guard playing Gravity, and I feel like Otaku is really going to kind of pull the troops in and pull one out and show us why they were the preseason champs.
Kara?
Yeah, I felt the wrath of Otaku firsthand, and terrified to see them again. Yojak was very prominent in that reasoning, so
Yeah, right.
I pick Otaku.
Stirgle.
Yeah, I haven't watched a lot of Illusion's plays, but overall of that, we, Havoc scrimmed Otaku probably a week ago, and it was a fight. So I'll go with Otaku as well. They did well.
I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna pick the underdog here. I'm gonna pick Illusion. I think they are the underdog coming in here. But I did like what Illusion brought to the table in that solo cup match. I think Illusion is kind of a sneaky, low key, mid to upper mid team in this upcoming season, and I do want to give credit to what they're bringing to the table. I'm gonna actually go ahead and I'm gonna pick Illusion. No shot against the Otaku boys at all. They obviously brought it, and they deserve that season or that preseason tournament. There's no question about that. And I think it's gonna be a 3-2 match. It really could go either way, but I'm feeling the underdog here, and I can't explain why, because I think Otaku is the more talented team, but I think Illusion pulls it out 3-2. Just going on a hunch there, it's probably baseless, and it might be this beer talking. I can't say. So we're going to go now next to the Fighting Potatoes and the Omnic Turtles, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, guys. Fighting Potatoes are 4-0. Y'all got to step up. Y'all got to step up and come at the Fighting Potatoes. I'm predicting we're going to somehow 6-0 the Omnic Turtles. It's going to happen.
I don't think that's not how this works.
I honestly, yeah, I'm not going to predict this one. We're feeling good going into the match. We'll see what happens, though. Turtles are a good team. Satirical.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I really don't. That's hard for me to predict. I think Fighting Potatoes do great this season. I think you guys will do great this. Omnic Turtles, those guys are great. I'm leaning a little bit on it. Just by as.
All right, removing Satirical from the call. No, just kidding. I'm kidding. All right, Kara, what you got?
Potatoes. I do have to say, though, that like my two favorite names, other than Sugar Rush in the team, of course, in the league are Fighting Potatoes and Omnic Turtles. So I really hate that the two are going up against each other. But
they have my favorite logo in the league. Too,
so good.
It's so good.
But yeah, Potatoes. Let's see it. 6-0.
6-0. Thug, let's go. What you got?
Kara stepped all over my touchdown call. I was going to say the same. Like, my favorite logos and my favorite team names are Omnic Potatoes versus the Fighting Turtles, and we should just make one power team. I'm just going to throw it out there. The Omnic Potatoes. Just saying.
The Omnic Potatoes.
Potatoes.
I'm
going to lean Fighting Potatoes only because against the Renegades, Leo wasn't there. Am I correct in that?
Yes, our DPS was not. Our main DPS was not there.
I've played against him, and I know Yeti well enough that when Yeti gets mad, Yeti smash, and be careful. He's got a lot of rage to him this week. I've talked a lot with him this week. Watch your heads,
dude. My desk has so many dents in it now after all this drama.
It's not very Minnesotan of you, my guy.
Dude, my desk. Oh man. All right. Anyways, enough about the potatoes. Let's move on to Satirical's team, Havoc versus the Meta Rejects. We have the 4-0 Meta Rejects against Season 1 champs. What you got, Thug?
Now, only because it's funny and because Havoc was the Ghost team from last year, and this is the aforementioned not Ghost team, I'm going to lean Havoc. Havoc's still a really good team, and if Dunzo can keep his sharts up, we should be good.
Yep, keep his pants on.
Keep his pants on. We should be I'm going Havoc.
Yeah.
I kind of like the idea of the Meta Reject. Sorry, Satirical. I think the idea of some other people that want to crush goats into little bitty pieces is something I can get on board with. So I'm going to go there.
All right. Satirical, I'm feeling like you're feeling pretty confident going in.
Yeah. Dare challenge our arcane. We're getting our training in for the match. We're ramping up for it a little bit, kind of getting into the season 2 groove. So, bring in the A game. Hopefully.
All right. In this match, I'm gonna go Havoc. again, kind of the same thing for Sugar Rush for me. Show me when they're beaten, and then I'll get back to you on Havoc. I think Havoc they're the season 1 champs for a reason, guys. No offense to anyone else in the league. Just show me when they get beaten. But for me, Meta Rejects, too new of a team. Havoc, too old of a team. I think Havoc takes this one. I'm going to go 3-1 Havoc. Harmony and Chaos against Liquid Nova. I'll start here. I'm going to go Harmony and Chaos here. I think Harmony and Chaos rebounds from their loss last week. I see Shadow having a huge game. I see our glorious Commissioner Cavalier having an excellent game as well. And I see, hands in the sky for Cav. And then I do see Harmony and Chaos pulling this one out again, a 3-1, going to Harmony and Chaos. Satirical.
Yeah, again, it's another hard one for me. I lean just a bit Harmony and Chaos. Kind of for the same reasons you, because I can see it on the horizon, the glorious victory.
Kara, what you got for us?
I'm with Harmony and Chaos as well. We played them in the preseason tournament, and though we ultimately were successful, they didn't give up any ground easily. We had to fight every step of the way, so I'm in that corner.
All right. Thug, what you got?
Liquid Nova.
Whoa.
I'm going Liquid Nova because and I have a feeling this is going to be one of our 5 map matches.
Yes.
It's going to be a lot of back and forth. It's a couple teams looking to rebound a little bit. And I'm going Liquid Nova. I think one of the new kids on the block is going to come and show us what's up.
All right. And lastly is our feature match, guys. Our feature match will be actually next Sunday. So it's a little later than normal, but it will be next Sunday at 8 Eastern time. It's between Gravity, last year's runner-up, and Meteors, one of the best teams from last year's as well. We see 2 great teams here. I'm really excited for this matchup. You see the DPS lineup, Velzen and Orsted, taking on Red Gear and Dally. That's going to be a great watch to begin with. Combine that with everything else they bring to the table. I just got to go ahead and say it right now. I'm going to go Gravity. And the reason I'm going Gravity is because I think this patch is going to be enough to where people drift ever so slightly away from rocking that Goats. And I think because of that, I think we'll see Gravity's DPS talent overtake Meteors. And I don't think the buff to Red Gear is going to be enough to bring that team up. So I think Gravity wins. It's going to be a close one, 3-1 Gravity. Go ahead, Satirical.
Yeah, I mean, hard one.
This is a tough one. Really tough.
There's a reason it's the feature match.
Shit.
Exactly. Meteors was another one of those teams in Season 1 that would really give you a fight in any match. Always did their best. They always fought hard. But Gravity, I can't help but feel like, even with the name change, they also got kind of a mentality. I think in their new state, I think they're going to do great. I respect Orsted a lot. I respect Dali a lot. I respect Red Gear a lot, but I think Gravity.
All right. What you got, Kara?
As a newcomer to the league, I obviously don't have as much experience to pull from, but I'm a little scared of Gravity. So since I feel that fear, I'm going to go with them to win this one.
All right. So we have 3 picks for Gravity. Thug, you going to be the dissenter, or are you sticking Gravity as well?
Well, I want to point out you did say the buff to Red Gear specifically, which I thought was funny. I don't know if it was a Freudian slip or...
Nope.
Okay, just want to say I have a caveat. So I'm picking Gravity unless the patch goes through. Then I'm 100% Meteors. If patch goes through and we're playing on the new patch, watch out. I'm picking... You know, F it. I'm going to pick Meteors. I'm picking Meteors. I have a feeling that Red Gear is going to be able to don his double shotguns, and he's going to wreak some havoc. So I'm going Meteors. I'm going to be the lone dissenter.
All right. That's our picks for the week, guys. Week 2's coming up just a couple days away. We'll see matches going on here. And right now we're at the end of the show. So I want to give a huge shout out to Kara and Satirical for joining us. Good luck to both your teams. Thanks for coming in for the interviews. Thanks for having fun with us here. And on behalf of everyone here, thank you for tuning in to Week 1. We will see you all next Sunday.
Thanks, guys.